Hello everyone, you're welcome. In this video, I'm going to tell you few reasons. I'm going to give you a few reasons why you need to be very careful with the Western media. One of the major reasons why you need to be very careful with the Western media is that they give out the information the way they want it to be, the way they want you to hear it. And information, when you are disseminating information, is not supposed to come out in that manner. The ethics of disseminating information is that you report it the way it is. You need to be very factual. You need to be straightforward. Your information needs to carry trustworthiness. It needs to carry, there is need for your information to go with credibility. And these are the major things the Western media lacks. For instance, do you know that recently General Michael Langley said that Ibrahim Traore is suffering the people of Burkina Faso and they are suffering, he's using the gold for himself, blah, 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 and all that, which is not true. He was bold enough to say things about that. But do you know that there are a lot of things, positive things, only positive things that Ibrahim Traore have done? No media, no Western media, no BBC, no CNN, no Voice of America, France 24, none of them have been able to say anything about it. Do you know that when Ibrahim Traore came into power, he paid $5 million national debt that Burkina Faso was owing? He paid. Even Donald Trump was shocked. That was not seen in any of the social media handles. Nobody saw it in BBC, CNN, Voice of America, France 24, Al Jazeera. No, it wasn't there. Instead, they love to say things, negative things that will tarnish the image of the people, particularly Africans. And that is not the ethics of disseminating information. It's against the law of information. They don't exhibit professionalism. They only prefer to say negative things. When it comes to pictures of a child with tiny body and big head that is suffering of kwashiorkor and all that, that is when you come to CNN, you come to BBC, when you want to hear negative things about Africans and the entire continent at large, then you have to invite BBC. When there is fire disaster, when there is banditry, when there is chaos in different parts of Africa, then you know that there is one thing, there is what they call BBC. Do you know that recently, uh, uh, in DRC Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, three guys from the United States of America, USA, in the last failed coup that happened in DRC Congo, three guys from the United States were caught and they were sentenced to death. Just immediately, just after the sentence, the in-law of Donald Trump, the president of America, his in-law, Massad Bolos, flew from USA to DRC Congo. Then it was changed, the death sentence was changed to life imprisonment. Just few weeks later, they came again and took them, the three guys, back to the United States. Let me show you. These were the guys. These were the guys. You see? They masterminded the failed coup that happened in Democratic Republic of Congo. You see them? These are the guys. Then, this is when the United States of America sent officials to take them back to America. You see, you will never hear anything like this in BBC, CNN, France 24, nothing. Al Jazeera, no. You will never hear news like this in their media. They don't love saying anything like this concerning about in their media because they feel they are perfect. But when it comes to negative things about Africans, no, they will be the one to anchor it. Do you know that we still have homeless people in Texas, in New York? People sleeps in the street in New York. A month. If you have traveled outside Africa, you will understand what I'm saying. You will know that Africa is better than outside Africa. A month, if you don't pay your bills, my dear, you are going out. Nobody will pity you. We have a lot of homeless people in America. But their media will never show you this. They focus their channel, their satellite in Africa. Have you heard of Pendi Pendidaba? The Pendidaba Treaty. The Pendidaba Treaty, let me explain to you. It's all about ammunitions. That African countries, no African countries will manufacture military equipment except them, the Western world. Why? Solely because we're deceived that since we want peace, there should be no need for us to produce military weapons so that we'll not use it to fight ourselves. But they are producing. You understand me? But they are producing. And when there is chaos, when there is war in Africa, we will go there and buy. And that is what they always want to stand. They want it to remain like that. So that we'll be depending on them. Now, Ibrahim Traore has taken a bold move that he wants to start creating, manufacturing his military equipment. These are some of the things they don't like that made them say Ibrahim Traore is a bad person. Just recently, Ibrahim Traore completed 20,000 building capacity and gave it out for free. You will never hear this in the media. You will never hear this in the social media. Donald Trump will never talk about it. The General Michael Langley will never talk about it. None of them will talk about it. Their media will never say anything about it. Do you know all the countries that were colonized in Africa, they are still paying colonial taxes till date? Has their media ever said something about colonial taxes? No. But all the countries still pay taxes. That is what Ibrahim Traore stopped. Ibrahim Traore said there will be no need. So long they are independent, there is no need for them to be paying colonial taxes. And that is what they are against. That is what they don't like. Then the Sahel region, all Mali, Niger, stop paying colonial taxes. But they will never tell you. Their media will never tell you about all this. Instead, they tell you about negative things that will make you displease Africans and the entire continent at large. Then again, do you know that just recently, 3 white men were captured by Burkina Faso police CCTV. They were planting bombs in in the presidential villa, trying to capture Ibrahim Traore. So they were caught, they were seen, but through the CCTV, their police were able to capture them, and the whole of Ouagadougou, they came out in mass. saying you should leave their president alone, that they love him. Don't kill him for us. The media never said anything. The Western media never said anything about that. Donald Trump never said anything about that. They were caught with the aid of CCTV. They were caught by police, the Burkina Faso police. No Western media said something about it. Nothing. We need to wise up. We need to wise up. Do you know that after Ibrahim Traore paid the national debt of Burkina Faso 5 million US dollars, International Monetary Fund, IMF, called him to come and borrow to develop his country? He said no, that he's not going to borrow. He said he's satisfied. He's going to manage with the little resources he has in his country. That he's not going to borrow. Because why? He knows their tricks. He knows. He's already aware that that money they will borrow him will be used as a bait to trap him down. And one thing you don't know is that whenever African leaders go to IMF and borrow money, they give them terms and conditions. For example, if the essence of borrowing the money is to tie the whole a whole country, or enable good network communication, they will tell them, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. Behave this way. Behave this way. You know, we borrowed you this money. We are going to give you condition. I remember vividly in the year 1987, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida of Nigeria borrowed money from IMF to form what was called a Structural Adjustment Program, SAP, with the intention of giving a network to every nooks and cranny, to all corners of Nigeria. There will be network, there will be telecommunication and all that. Then they told him, before we give you this money, you have to devalue your currency. That was what led to the devaluation, drastic fall of my currency. But a lot of us forget history. That is why when some of those leaders come out today and start talking, we still applaud them, we clap for them. Just because we easily forget. A lot of them have committed atrocities that are still affecting, that will affect our great unborn children. But when they come out, because we don't have some of us don't have retentive memory to recall, to remember the bad things they have done in the past, we easily follow them. And it's not supposed to come that way. You are telling the people of Burkina Faso that their leader, Ibrahim Traore, the best leader in Africa, is suffering them. That they are hungry. When Ibrahim Traore is putting everything in place, if you come to the aspect of agriculture, like what I said yesterday, is booming. Is there anywhere in the United States where there is free housing? My dear, all Africans, we need to open our eyes. We need to be wise. We need to be wise before these guys come and take away our leader. Because Ibrahim Traore is the only number one leader in Africa right now, as I'm talking to you. So we just have to be very serious. We just have to put eyes on him. Even if a fly perch on his body, we should remove it. If he doesn't see it, we should help him to remove it.